Today we've got some lovely beer batter. In addition to that, we have got some lovely squash blossoms, which we're going to dip in that beer batter and then fry in this lovely hot canola oil. So we take it, we give it a nice coating and a dipping, and we get generous with that dipping because squash flowers are delicious when they are properly fried and before too much leaks off. Just enough where it stops to drip too badly. Get them right in there and let them go to town. Now that oil is on a medium high, and you want it to be good and hot when you start it because it's going to fry quick and you don't want that oil soaking in. You want the crispness to be able to be without the soak of the oil. And you take a little stick, flip it around, make sure you get that sear. But this is how you cook squash flowers. Now they're not going to take very long. And the bottom, if you're so lucky as to have that little morsel of squash that's grown on there, will still be kind of crisp. But that's part of the idea, is so that you have a nice crispy, I want to call it a tempura even though it's a beer batter on this one. You could do tempura as well. And you just want to make sure that it stays even. Flip it over once or twice. These are not things that you're going to cook in great large batches. And if you are, you do have to be careful and make sure that the oil stays really, really hot, because when you dump in big batches, it does take the temperature of the oil down a bit while you're engaging the first bit to overcome the difference in heat. Now we're going to let that fry. It's going to take just about a minute, maybe two, a little bit more on there. Going to flip it around a little more, and then that's good to go. We have the beer batter recipe that I've made in another video. Feel free to check that out. I kind of like the recipe. It's made with Guinness. It's a personal favorite, and it really balances with its hardiness well with the lightness of the squash flour. Now this is going to sizzle away for just another minute or so, and then we're going to enjoy it. Straight, hot, and fresh as it comes is the best way to do it. If you can get your hands on it the minute it comes out the fryer, that's the best way. If you're at a place where they fry it at the table, even better. And if you can do it yourself, well, that's why we're here. So this is almost done. I'd say it's got another good 30 seconds or so on it. We're going to get that plate ready, and then we're going to have our first squash flower to taste for the season. For the love of food, folks, here we are. Now that's closing in. Because it's a beer batter, you're going to look, it's going to be a little brown to begin with because of the stout that's used. But you're going to look for that golden crispness that starts to appear. And when you get it, then you know you're in the game. I can feel it as I start to press it around. You start to feel that nice, almost crispy egg roll outside. Crispness of a batter. I'm going to give it, oh, see right around the edges there, it's starting to brown up a bit. We know we've got it coming. And there we are, little bits of final cooking. Lift it up. Do it yourself gourmet, folks. And we'll happily see you next time. Thanks for watching.